Once upon a time, there was a young man named Venkataraman who was deeply troubled by the question of who he was. He had read many books on philosophy and religion, but he still could not find a satisfactory answer. He felt like he was searching for something, but he didn't know what it was. One day, Venkataraman was visiting the town of Tiruvannamalai, where Ramana Maharshi was living. Ramana was a famous guru who had attained enlightenment, when Venkataraman was hoping that he could help him to find the answer to his question. Venkataraman approached Ramana and asked him, "Who am I?" Ramana looked at Venkataraman for a moment and then he said, "You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts or emotions. You are the pure awareness that is witnessing all of these things." Venkataraman was puzzled by Ramana's answer. He was so confused that he had to ask Ramana to give an example of how that is. Ramana, with his undisturbed demeanor, looked at Venkataraman for a moment and said, "When you look in the mirror, you see your body. But who is the one who is aware of your body? Who is the one who is seeing the reflection in the mirror?" Venkataraman hadn't fully understood everything yet. However, he felt that the example given by Ramana was somehow enough to put him in a vantage point where he can begin to look for whatever he was looking for. So he decided to meditate on it. He sat down in a quiet place and closed his eyes. He began to focus on the question, "Who am I?" He started it off with the thought of him looking in the mirror. As Venkataraman meditated, he began to feel himself present in the moment. He saw his thoughts as bubbles rising from the ocean floor and floating freely in the spacious present. His thoughts were so clear to him that he could reach out and play with them. After a while of playing with his thoughts, they began to fade away on their own. Venkataraman remained seated, unmoving, as the witness to all that was happening. All that was left before him was a spacious place where anything could come and go, just like his thoughts. Then, the mirror and his reflection appeared before him. Like his thoughts, the reflection moved through time in its own way, as if it had its own world completely separate from the one who was witnessing all of this. Venkataraman was now sitting in the place of the one who is looking. Venkataraman continued to meditate for many days. He would sit for hours, focusing on the question, "Who am I?" Venkataraman began to see through the illusion of his separate self. He realized that he was not his body, his mind, or his thoughts. He was the pure awareness that was witnessing all of these things. He was the witness of the world. In a flash of insight, he realized that he was not separate from the world. He was not a separate observer. He was the world. He was the awareness that was witnessing the world. At that moment, Venkataraman understood everything. He was filled with joy. He had finally found the answer to his question. He was enlightened. Venkataraman continued to meditate and study with Ramana for many years. He eventually became a teacher himself, and he helped many other people to find enlightenment. The story of Venkataraman's enlightenment is a reminder that we are all capable of finding our true nature. We are all the pure awareness that is witnessing the world. We just need to be willing to look for it. If you want to know more about Ramana Maharshi's most regarded "Who Am I?" question, please check the link below. It is free. If you found this story enlightening, you can follow or subscribe for more. I will be posting more about Ramana Maharshi in the future. Thank you for stopping by and spending your time with me.